Hey guys, it is your local demon, and today we are going to be playing a game I was recommended. She told me it was a good game, and I wanted to see it, and I've heard good things about it, but I rarely see a lot of people playing it, so I've never really seen it in person, how the details are, or anything like that. So that's why we're starting here. It's like, oh my god, the noise. That computer is barely visible. Oh, I'm doing it wrong. Like that. The current time for me would be 4:09. There you go. Accessibility settings to be accessed for the menu. Okay. Yeah, here it is. You're playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. And I got the Ultra Deluxe because I heard this game was good and I want to see every detail. Hmm. Alright. Good game.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Stanley. Story time.
Stanley
Right.
worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
That sounds
Employee
odd.
number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what
evil.
employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job.
Oh,
And Stanley was happy.
at least he was happy, but
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he
What?
would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one
Damn.
had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Step out of his office. Oh, what a nice office. Hmm. Very good detail. Alright. Ooh. Oh, feels like I'm on skating. It's fast. Huh. Close my door.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
A memo.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Co-workers, where are you? Hmm. Just looking in plans to see if we can find our co-workers.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but
Alrighty,
it didn't make a
Jesus.
single difference. nor did it advance the story in any way.
Wow, already. It's fine. It's okay. Wow. Gotta keep your computer off. Waste power. One's room's locked. I can't go in and steal stuff. I hate Monday. Every door is locked. This is not fair.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Left. Gotcha. Alright. Which is left again? Alright.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yes, that's what I wanted to do the whole time. Wow. It's touching glass. Wow. Beautiful. Wow.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Thank you.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
I'm sorry, man. I don't know my rights and lefts, man. Like, don't be like that to me. Like, come on. Wow, that is a. I was about to say that's a dirty window. It's just 4 blanks. No.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Really?
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Who's her?
She's been waiting.
Who? What the hell? I'm not going in there. Nope. Do I jump? Can I jump? I mean, I think I could have earlier. Just gotta go in here now. Dark on this room. No,
That's her,
man.
Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her.
No.
If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Please let me out. Please, 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 please. Oh God, this doesn't look right. Alright. Is there like a different way if I didn't pick up the phone?
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
What the hell?
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
You're awful, man. I'm not coming in there.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
No! No! Get me out of here.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
No, no. Alright.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Shut up. Press B again? No, just
Look at him
press
there,
L.
pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
No!
Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Shut up! I'm not gonna press it. I'm gonna sit here and I'm just gonna stare at you. Could be a way out. I'm not pressing it, man. I'll sit here and stand. I don't even know what I look like. Fine.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Damn.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Shut up. What? Oh.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
No! Oh, please. Oh, get out.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
Shut up. I don't even have a wife. You lied to me, man.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Oh. Alright.
And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
You know why?
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
I'm not gonna do it. There'll be something.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time...
Just shut up. Let me out.
And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried...
Alright. Let's not go down that way, please. My god. He's so annoying.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Oh,
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Let's listen to him. Let's listen. There's gotta be a way out of here.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Let it ball inside of you. Alright. Anarchy. Ooh. Does this work? Is this open? It does open!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I don't trust you, man.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
No, I think there's a reason here.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
What are you... I'm just trying to see if I can do anything.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yeah.
Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because I don't like it.
Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
No.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
You bullied me last night.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Damn.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid.
Whoa.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
I'm sorry, what? No, I'm not eating.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead.
I'm dead.
You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
No.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming. so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
Damn. Do I wait and hear more? I'm just wasting so much time in the movie closet. Room! I don't think anything else is happening.
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Got it. I won't do any worse.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls
wow,
to. A fish?
Right.
Fungus? Look,
Oh
you can hammer out
God.
the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
I'm already out. Chill.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Gotcha! Downstairs. You know what? Fire Olsenson. I'm gonna die. What the hell? Nah. Nah. Bathroom! Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money! Crisp? Okay, no. Close it for me. No! What the panda do? Oh, that's the office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, what dark secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Oh.
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Oh no, I messed it up. 2, 8, 4, 5.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to
God,
input
shut
the
up.
correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Wait. Yo, I knew that was the way. Look at this suspicious door here. Oh my god, it doesn't open anything. Alright. I'm gonna die here. Oh.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Alright. Whoa.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
What? Hold up.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Really? Alright, let's do it.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
That's fine.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Alright. No. No,
As
no,
the
no,
machine
no.
whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to
No!
his demise,
No!
he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever.
No, no,
Stanley
no.
can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Farewell, me. What?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws.
Oh, God.
In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
But I didn't get squished. Oh! Am I dead? Yeah, I'm dead.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
I don't know.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Wow. That is deep. The two doors. Wow. I just broke the fourth wall. Wow. It's a museum of the whole game. Alrighty.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Alrighty.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone
Alright,
else's path.
No.
Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let
So sorry. So sorry. I should have done it. I'm so sorry. Just gonna... Oh yay, I'm alive again! I don't know what just happened.
This is the story.
No.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it
Ignore.
mean?
See, look
Stanley
at this. There's not
decided to
even
go to the
life
meeting
here.
room.
This is
Perhaps he had
ridiculous.
simply missed a memo. No matter how hard
Shit, man,
Stanley
you can't
looked,
jump.
he
Get
couldn't
your-
find a
Wait,
trace
what?
of his co-workers.
I can't... What was that about? Oh, that's weird. Wow, this is really cool. We're gonna skip through everything. We're gonna go back and listen to the narrator. Like, really.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Might as well. I want to see what that room was. I didn't listen at all.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Oh, I don't remember
What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Yes, I do. Because that's what I do. Look at this. Look at all this. Who sits up here? Wonderful.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Alrighty.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Fire.
No. He refused to believe
museum.
it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life.
At least
For
we think
he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
we had to. People were monsters.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Yes.
Yes! He had won!
He won?
He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
It's the sky!
But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking,
God, it's so beautiful.
but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Oh my God. It's a house!
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Now it's open. Wow.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Yes, I'm happy. That's a good ending. Beat the game! Achievement unlocked. Alrighty. Alrighty, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you guys liked the Stanley Parable. It was really fun. Shut up!
What could it mean?
Shut up!
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed.
Anyways, hope you guys liked the video. If you want to see more, all the other endings, we can go back to this. Don't worry, it's not going to disappear. But I hope you guys liked the video. Please like the video and comment down below if there's a big game that you want me to play. And, yeah, pretty much that. So, hope you guys have a great day. See you later.